Good evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team. It has been a very active day out there today as we have been tracking that line of showers and storms that moved through earlier, and that prompted numerous tornado warnings on the west side as that line of storms was coming in from Alabama, moving into West Georgia. We had some tornado warnings as they were moving out of Cleburne and Randolph County into parts of Carroll County. We actually had 2 tornado warnings in Carroll County earlier today. Then as that system moved on over to the east, we had some warnings in parts of Coweta County and Fayette County, and then continued to watch everything move on away from our area. On north of I-20 and here in Metro Atlanta, we had some heavy rain and thunder and lightning, but nothing was ever severe. We've got some really interesting weather dynamics that I'm going to explain to you coming up. And the temperatures, the east wind, the wedge, the cooler air really was a determining factor on who saw severe weather and who didn't see severe weather out there for today. Let me break down what we're watching right now. We are in a break in the action now. Even though we still have some low clouds around, we even have some areas of fog developing and a low ceiling. There could be some mist and drizzle that's so light it's not showing up on radar. But we have the back edge of that rain that came through earlier, that back edge still making its way through parts of Athens, over near the Lake Oconee area, Madison County, or Morgan County near Madison, Georgia. So that back edge is still going to be moving on out. So we have a little chance to dry out somewhat. Now again, we have the low clouds, mist and drizzle is possible to still have around our area, but no active heavy rain, no thunderstorms in Metro Atlanta at all. We're getting a break in that action for now. We're not finished with the rain chances yet. We're just seeing a break in that action right now. And there goes that back edge as it goes down to the south. And here's that drier air trying to filter in to the Metro Atlanta area. If you go out to the east of us, though, you still see, as I mentioned, that back edge has already gone through Covington and parts of Newton County still, pushing into those areas of Putnam County. Here's Morgan County here. That'll eventually go into Greene County. And we still had some good moderate rain and thunder and lightning just within the past couple of hours there, south of Eatonton, down toward Milledgeville. But now even all of that, you see that yellow and orange, that is all starting to really fall apart too. So even folks in East Georgia are starting to see a little bit of a break in the action there. And then North Georgia is looking pretty good, but let me take you up here to Huntsville. Doesn't that look interesting? Number one, they have additional rain moving through parts of northern Alabama and even a flash flood warning in effect near Huntsville. This was a tornado warning a little bit earlier, just a little bit to the east of Huntsville. We had a couple of rotations that the National Weather Service office in Huntsville was keeping an eye on. They issued a tornado warning. Now it is back to a severe thunderstorm warning, but that just goes to show you they are not in a severe thunderstorm watch. They're not in a tornado watch, but at any time, sometimes we could get some brief spin-ups or any kind of rotation that could develop out of these systems, even as benign as that looks back in northern Alabama, still prompting what was a tornado warning and now a severe thunderstorm warning there. But it looks like all that action is going to stay there. Also, in parts of South Alabama and in parts of Mississippi, they still have a couple of severe thunderstorm watches in effect there and some severe thunderstorm warnings. That's with this line coming out of Mississippi going through parts of southwestern Alabama. We have some thunder and lightning in association with that, some strong storms. We think the energy of that is going to stay well down to the south, through South Alabama, maybe the Florida Panhandle, and I really think that'll be falling apart once it makes it here to parts of South Georgia. Elsewhere, again, even though that main system has pushed on through, we are still in this atmosphere that is conducive for plenty of moisture and just needing a triggering mechanism to make any of these showers or thunder showers to pop up. And that's kind of what we're going to keep watching. And then even more storms back into Texas. So nobody's really getting a break now. We'll just keep watching these waves of moisture and waves of rain that'll keep moving through. I do think we're going to get a little bit more of a break here heading into tomorrow. Let's take a look at the tower cam. And let's take a look at this full, because this is our camera at the University of North Georgia, and you can kind of see what we're talking about there with the raindrops on the lens up in parts of North Georgia. Even though that rain has moved out, we are seeing a good look at that. Let's look at this full screen if we can there, Reams. There we go. And you'll notice there, number one, that, but then also we have what we're watching at the airport. Now earlier we did have a ground stop at Hartsfield-Jackson as those storms were coming in, and they were stopping departures at other airports from coming to Atlanta, and then they were trying to get the all the airplanes that were all already lined up and ready to go out of here before those storms moved in. And they kept kind of delaying that ground stop. It was supposed to end at 3 something, I don't remember what time it was, but then they held on to it until 4:15. And so now they were seeing some delays once the ground stop ended. Now they're dealing with some lower visibility and a little bit of fog that looks like it's trying to develop there at Hartsfield-Jackson as well. This is good news here. Earlier, you'll remember, we were in a level 1 risk north of I-20 and a level 2 risk south of I-20, but now all of that severe weather threat has gone away. We just have some general showers here possible. We're not worried about a big time severe weather threat here. That's mainly down to the south in Alabama, where we showed you, where we have that severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect. Also, that level 1 risk is now south of Macon as those storms have pushed away, and we have some more stable air on the north side. For tomorrow, our rain chances tomorrow are going to be lower, but the ones that develop could be strong. We're going with about a 30% chance for showers tomorrow. We can see some of those in the morning hours and then some breaks in the afternoon, even some sunshine breaking through in the afternoon hours. But then if that builds up some heat, we can see some additional scattered showers developing, and any of those that develop could turn strong. So it's a low level risk, a level 1 of 5 risk for any severe storms here. And then on Thursday, the severe weather threat shifts down to the south. Yes, we still think we'll have a few scattered showers around, but we're hoping the severe weather threat is going to be more limited to those areas that are going to be more down to the south of us. Now, this is the interesting dynamic that I want to tell you about with the temperatures that we have. Now, right now, everything's pretty uniform. We do have warmer air south and west of us in LaGrange, also in Thomaston. Peachtree City is 67, 65 in Atlanta, but go up to Duluth and it's 60, also 60 in Athens. We have 50s in Gainesville and Canton and Blairsville and Clayton. What's happening is we have this wedge of cooler air. That's an east wind, a northeast or easterly wind that comes down from the Carolinas. It's a shallow layer of cooler air at the surface, and it's a little more stable. So we had that over us today. In fact, our high in Atlanta today was only 72 degrees. And then up around Duluth, Gainesville, for the big part of the day, temperatures were only in the 50s. And then down toward LaGrange, we actually made it into the upper 70s and lower 80s earlier. So we had really warm air to the south, kind of moderate temperatures here in Atlanta, and then much cooler air to the north and east, thanks to that northeasterly flow, that wedge of cooler air. So as those showers and storms were coming in from Alabama, they held together coming out of Alabama into West Georgia, where we had most of those severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. And we even had some tornado warnings, as I mentioned, down on the south side in Coweta County. Then as that all moved in and it started hitting some of that cooler, more stable air, that's when we saw those storms not totally falling apart, but then weakening and losing some of the energy that was needed to make them become severe. And we pretty much saw the severe weather threat going away as everything moved to the east, and we actually witnessed that line of storms really starting to fall apart a bit as it kept on moving over to the east. And also, if you remember from earlier, we did have a severe thunderstorm watch that was in effect mainly along I-20 and southward, because the Storm Prediction Center and our National Weather Service weren't really concerned about North Georgia having any severe storms, just because of that cooler air in North Georgia and Northeast Georgia that stabilized our atmosphere just a little bit more. So here's a look at tomorrow's forecast. In the morning, we're going to have some clouds around. Patchy fog is possible in the area, and enough moisture to potentially give us just a few spotty showers here to start the day in the morning. But then look what happens during the afternoon. The clouds break up a little bit, the sun comes through. That allows our temperatures to rebound. We're thinking we'll get up to 83 degrees. That's going to be highly dependent on how much sun, though, is able to break through. But we should get up to 83 degrees here in the afternoon hours on Wednesday. With that heating, though, and with any moisture left behind, that could bubble up a couple of showers that could redevelop late afternoon and into the evening. So it's not going to be a completely dry day, but we will have more dry hours tomorrow compared to what we had out there for today. So here's the forecast track. I want you to look at a couple of things. Number one, all of that to the east is everything that's moving away. This isn't really developing out there yet, but this is that activity that's up around Huntsville. So take a look at that and watch how that goes up into Tennessee and clips parts of North Georgia. We could have just a couple of spotty showers here around the midnight hour, again, just because of all the moisture that's been left behind, but nothing severe out of that at all. And then in the morning, this is what I'm talking about with that potential for a couple of isolated showers that could develop for those morning hours tomorrow. We still have that easterly flow, but we think that wedge and that easterly flow is going to be scoured out and taken over by more of a westerly flow here. We'll still have some clouds around lunchtime. And then this is what I'm talking about in the afternoon hours. See how a lot of the clouds break up? We'll see some sunshine coming through, but still just a couple little areas where we could have an isolated shower that could pop up there in those afternoon hours when we get some of that heating mixing in with some of that moisture that's still going to be left here in our area. Then going into the nighttime hours, still mainly dry here. And going into Thursday, another chance for some showers potentially earlier in the day, sweeping through, scattered around lunchtime on a Thursday. And then in the afternoon, Thursday, still just a couple of those scattered showers around. Then on Friday, watching another area of rain coming through. This might be a little more linear in coverage and in structure versus the scattered showers that we're talking about. Notice how this could be coming into northwest Georgia at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Models have not been totally consistent on this yet, so be with us again tomorrow and we'll be fine-tuning this a little bit more for your Friday morning. But the way it stands right now, the models are indicating this coming in early on Friday, sweeping through our area by lunchtime, already over to the east of us. So what we'll have to watch for Friday is to see whether or not any of that could be strong in that linear structure there with that area of rain that'll be moving in. And then once we get to the afternoon Friday, a lot of that breaks up. And then that sets the stage for a nicer weekend, because behind that system, we're going to have some drier air moving in, and that northwest flow is moving our way, reinforcing the drier air, and that'll be here just in time for late Friday and also into the weekend. So the rain chances tomorrow are at 30%. We're up to 40% Thursday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday, we've taken the rain chances out for Sunday. I think mainly it's going to be dry here. Earlier we had a 20% chance in for Sunday. Still a limited risk for that, but again, right now we're taking it out. Now the low temperatures are generally going to be on the milder side the next few days thanks to the moisture content in the air. Once that next system comes in though and the dew point's lower, we'll see some slightly cooler mornings on Saturday and Sunday. We're talking about lower 60s moving in, and look at the highs. Tomorrow with the sunshine breaking through in the afternoon, potentially up to about 83 degrees, then 80 on Thursday, Friday around 78, again that next little system moves in, then we're going to hold in the lower 80s for highs on Saturday and Sunday, still that drier air in place, but with more sunshine coming through, our temperatures will be able to make it back up into the lower 80s, which is just a little bit below where we should be here for this time of year. So here's a look at Thursday, again that potential for a few of those scattered showers to roll in, and then on Friday, watching that potential line come in earlier in the day and then hopefully moving out. Saturday's looking good here and mainly dry. Sunday's still a little iffy. Now, I know I took the 20% chance out. I'm watching the trends with the model. This model is still holding on to a little bit of rain, but most of the other models are taking it out for Sunday. We'll put it back in if we need to. But then going into Monday, a nice day, and those temperatures start to warm up going into next week, where we're going to see those temperatures up into the upper 80s next week. So here's how it all kind of summarizes up for you in your 7-day outlook, where we'll be having those temperatures tomorrow right around 83 degrees, and then going into Thursday 80, with the rain chance coming back up to 40%, and again Friday 40%. And I think those chances will be a little bit higher earlier in the day Friday before we clear out later in the afternoon hours. Then on Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies at times, a high of about 80 on Saturday, 82 on Sunday. Then going into Monday, 84, and there's that warmer air pushing in for your Tuesday afternoon too. So we're going to hopefully see some breaks going into the weekend, and we really deserve it here as well. If you are watching us on YouTube right now, we appreciate you watching us. We're so glad that you are. But we also want to let you know on YouTube to download the 11 Alive Plus app on your television. You not only can see features like this, what we're doing right now with these live weather updates, but we have a lot of other weather content on 11 Alive Plus. So download the 11 Alive Plus app and watch us there. And for those of you watching on 11 Alive Plus and Weather Impact 24/7, thank you for always being here with us. And tell your friends to download the 11 Alive Plus app too. Stay with us. We'll have more for you throughout the days, over the next few days as more rain moves in.